What is up, Sean? Big win, 28-27. The Pittsburgh Steelers get it done. And in my opinion, Sean, that was a character win, a signature win in which you have to get throughout the season. And this is a big moment for them, being able to get the lead, come back, fight through adversity, and be able to pull it out in the biggest moments of the game. What do you think, my friend?
What a game is right, man. That is what it's all about right there. And I had to continue to remind myself several times to remain calm and enjoy this game. And I'm glad that I did, man. That was a great win, man. I am just so pleased with how Russell Wilson went out there and brought that veteran presence when we needed it the most.
Yeah, and what we say earlier, guys, you don't want Russell throwing the ball 30, 40 times. He threw the ball for 28 times today, completing 14 of those, 3 touchdowns for 195 yards and a passer rating of 90, well, QBR rating of 93.6. And that was big, man. Russ did come through in the big moments. Isn't it refreshing, Sean, to have a quarterback throwing 2, 3 touchdowns per game? Russell Wilson right now with an active streak of 22 straight games with a touchdown pass.
Which is the longest streak in the NFL currently by any player. So hats
Yeah.
off to Russell Wilson, man. What a game.
Yeah, the washed up old man is sure getting it done for your 7-2 AFC North leading Pittsburgh Steelers.
7-2. I can't hear the haters anymore. It's weird. I can't hear the haters anymore, bro.
No, and they wanted them to get a signature win, Sean. They did. And that's what,
And they
hold
wanted
on,
them to
hold
get a
on.
signature.
Sorry. Yeah, but they wanted them to get a signature win. And yeah, they got it, I believe. Do you think this was a signature win?
Oh, this is a huge win. This is like going out there and beating, basically they just went out and beat a top 3 team in the NFL. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't get quite much bigger than this. I mean, maybe if they would have beat Kansas City, but other than that, this is huge.
Yeah. You're ranking the Redskins or the Commanders are 7-2. Well, 7-3 now. The Steelers come into that game 6-2. It's a battle of two good teams. The Steelers prevail. You're talking to the top teams here. You're talking to Lions. You're talking 49ers type teams in the NFC when you're talking about really good teams right now that sit in that conference. Then you're looking at the Steelers, they're 7-2. They sit atop the conference also. I mean, the Ravens won. Yes, they're 7-3. But still, the Steelers, in my eyes, right now, just played a team that has a similar offense as the Ravens and a way better defense, if you ask me, in the Washington Commanders as opposed to the Ravens. I like this. I think that this, Sean, could be a momentum swing for the Steelers. I thought that this was one of those games that could change the whole complexity of this season in terms of how this moves forward. Are you riding high or you're coming in stumbling? And Mike Tomlin continues to win out of the bye, dude.
It's amazing. We needed this win so bad to come out of that bye, like you say, with a big win, not just a win, a huge win, a statement game.
Absolutely.
Something that's going to make everybody in that locker room's morale just go shoot through the roof. This is
Oh yeah.
exactly what we need coming into the season as we're about to go against the AFC North. Let's go.
Yeah. And they got a little sloppy midway through that game, allowing Jaden Daniels to have some open opportunities. I felt like at first, Sean, they were staying in their lanes. They were gap sound. They were doing what they needed to do to keep him under lock and key a little bit, but they allowed him to slip out, but they never allowed it to get out of control. And the penalties, though, Sean, that was a big one. There were penalty flags all over. It seemed to be more on the Steelers than anything. But what'd you think about those penalties, man, today?
Man, some of those really hurt. I was getting kind of frustrated with the penalties myself. That's they got to play clean. But Broderick Jones, he played a pretty good game. But today it seemed like number 24 on defense, Joey Porter Jr. Man, he's got to get that under control. I know that's a hard position to play, but that those plays were really hurting us. Those penalties, like you
Mm,
say.
yeah, and then that double one where you had Deshaun Elliott and Joey Porter Jr. I thought at times, though, this game was about to be a loss for the Steelers, especially that sequence there at the end of the half where the Commanders, are in the lead, going into the half, come out, score. with big plays, getting it done, man. Just a great win. Let's get in the chat here real quick. Welcome everybody. Sorry. Make sure you guys are smacking the shit out of the like button here on our Steelers Live post game show as your Pittsburgh Steelers move to 7-2 atop the AFC North Division. Sean was in the chat. Miss Pittsburgh was in the chat. Thomas Breeze, woo! Yeah, 7-2. I agree, man. TD, what a game. I need to get more blood pressure medicine after this one. Absolutely, man. Yes, Alex Highsmith's injury, Sean. That was a big one. It looked gruesome. Didn't look very good. I'm not sure the status of that, but he was unable to return. But that's going to be a big loss. So I think the addition of Preston Smith and getting Nick Herbig back are proven to be very important. One, a trade, and very important for somebody coming back off of injury.
Yeah, absolutely, brother. And it's like the Steelers were almost psychic knowing we were going to need another edge rusher.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Nostradamus. James Bauman, my blood pressure was through the roof. Need a beer after that one. Absolutely. No doubt. Downtown, Steve Pickering in the chat. He says that was their first big win in years, in my opinion. Yeah, Sean, I got to kind of agree there. I mean, they've had some wins, but that was, again, man, we got to keep emphasizing this, guys. That was the signature win that all the people out there wanted to see from this football team, wanted them to get under their belt, and they got it done, dude. They got it done.
They got it done, man. This game is just huge. Yeah, they did it.
No doubt, man. What's up, Big Russ? 8K, great win. Newly acquired depth came through, and let's talk about that since AK brings it up, Sean. Mike fucking Williams. Mike Williams comes through with a beautiful over-the-shoulder ball from Danger Russ, Mr. Unfucking Limited. Danger Russ hits Mike Williams in the biggest spot, my friends. What'd you think of that acquisition now, Sean?
Because remember, I had to listen to the game, but when I heard the announcers start yelling and they went nuts, I did too, because I knew. I was like, oh my God, he must have threw it up, and it was amazing. I haven't seen the catch yet, but from what I hear, it was amazing, and he did exactly what he needed to do and why the Pittsburgh Steelers went out and got him and brought him in for that reason right there alone, to go up there and get that ball.
Well, Calvin, yeah, got banged up, had that possible head injury. I believe he was able to return. I'm not sure. I have to see. But that game was so ups and downs. I kind of lost track there at the end with the emotions. But yeah, Mike Williams, guys, made that right there, that single catch for a touchdown in the biggest moment of that football game was worth what you traded for him right there. That win was worth, I mean, that's a win on him. I was wrong about Van Jefferson today, but I got to say something, guys. The offensive line did not play well at all, in my opinion. I thought that there were moments that they played okay, but overall, their performance was not good. I would grade it a D minus, in my opinion. From what you were listening to on the broadcast, Sean, what do you think maybe about that offensive line without, really seeing them?
Yeah, it sounded like they were struggling for sure, and they were saying that they were. I mean, how many sacks did the defense on the in Washington have today? It sounded like they were getting after Russ pretty good. So, yeah, it didn't sound good, bro.
Yeah, we'll give you the stats here, guys, real quick. Let's give you the stats for the Commanders. Let's see on defense. Just curious. I'm not sure exactly how many sacks they gave up. So 2 sacks for Dante Fowler Jr. Frankie Louvu, 1 sack. So they gave up a total of 3 sacks today. But Russ was running for his life, man. He made a big play to Calvin Austin there at the end of the game where he did that's where Calvin got taken out of the game. But that was a Mike Vick-esque play from Russell Wilson, man. The guy that can't move, supposedly. Showing what he could do, dude, there. That was a big-ass play, dude. What'd you think of overall Russell Wilson's performance? I know the numbers aren't eye-popping. I get that. But what'd you think about the overall performance of Russell Wilson here today in Week 10?
The old man still got it. The old man can still play some football. He can not only he can not only hit the, anticipate the throw, but he can run outside the pocket. He can escape the, the pressure, and he can handle the pressure. He remained calm until the very last snap of the game. He was
Yes.
able to go out there and even get the defense to jump off sides to seal the deal. Like, that's
Mm-hmm.
incredible. Like, not any quarterback is going to be able to go out there and remain that calm. Like, he was making great plays. He's
Mm-hmm.
calling audibles on the line. I love what Russell Wilson is doing. I've always known he was capable of being a great quarterback and is a great quarterback, possibly Hall of Famer. But man, he is really showing that he is a Hall of Famer, not possibly. He is.
Yeah, 3 straight wins for Russell Wilson, man, and he was the reason, Sean, that defensive lineman jumped off sides. The way he handled himself when he came up to the line looked like it was going to be a quick snap. The way that he barked that initial cadence to get that guy off with that quick snap, that was definitely a Russell Wilson play there, a veteran play, a leader's play, man. Robert Road in the chat says, "Wow, not the game I expected." But a win is but a win. Miss Pittsburgh, let's go on to the next one. My biggest challenge is Baltimore. DA Washington Commanders done, been flushed down the toilet from downtown G Snacks. Prayers for Highsmith. Absolutely. TD said that game should have been the game of the week. Sean and I both, I think, said that we weren't sure why that wasn't a nationally televised game. Two lost teams going up against each other in what was going to be a monumental battle. But yet they had some scrub game on as the national game. So whatever. First TD catch who? Yeah, downtown John Broadway. I'm not against the Steelers. I just had a bad feeling. I'm ecstatic they won. I'm glad I was wrong. Absolutely, Tom. Sometimes you got a feeling, man, and you got to go with it. I make predictions all the time. I got the Steelers score right, 28-10. Sean was pretty close, 31-28. He was one off of the Commanders, a few off from the Steelers. Several of you guys, John Broadway said 28-23. He was pretty damn close. Miss P was 23-20. Shane Golden, 27-23. Yeah, a lot of you guys. Danny George, 27-23. A lot of people, man, pretty damn close. And I think we have very intelligent fans here at Mike Drop Sports. So make sure you're hitting the shit out of that like button. All you got to do is double tap the screen as the Pittsburgh Steelers improve to 7-2. I got to talk about the elephant in the room, Sean. Many people are calling it a bad play, a poor coaching decision, but I seem to think differently. But I want to know what you think about that fake punt and where that happened in terms of the field position. And what'd you think about it overall, just as the game was going on?
I didn't like it. And I'm not saying that because he dropped the ball. I'm saying that because it was so early in the game and they were in the red zone. Like, it's like saying, "Hey, you know what? Let's go for this. If it doesn't work out, we're going to let Washington come right back into the game. We're going to open the door for them and invite them into this game." And it seemed like a battle after that play ever since that happened, to get another lead in that game and just to be back in that game. That really, I didn't like it myself. And if he would have caught the ball and scored on that play, then it would have been the biggest play of the game. But you know what? I wouldn't have personally taken that risk that early.
Yeah, and I can see exactly why people were saying that. I see why you're saying that. No doubt about it. It was an odd spot in the game to do that. It was in an odd position on the football field to do that. My only thing is, I think that they had that audible put in place there. When that guy wasn't covered, it didn't matter. They had already pre-planned that well before the game ever came. They had saw when Washington was bringing pressure. Sometimes they made a mistake and left that player open. They had saw that somewhere on tape, and they had seen or just had that in as a general audible. If one of our gunners are uncovered and there is the no help over the top for him, they are going to make that audible. And I think that that's what that was. Mike Tomlin takes the blame for it, but I got to say, I think it was a situation is like damned if you do, damned if you don't. If they don't do it, we're all sitting here maybe saying like, man, he was wide open, nobody was covering him. But one of those bad situations. But I don't want Steelers Nation to get too hard on the coaching staff for that one. It could have cost the Steelers a game. Absolutely. Sean's right. They did come into the game there, and it was a battle. From that moment on, it was a battle. But hey, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Let's go back to the chat. Robert Road, I always try to look for good omens. When they said Washington was 4-0 at home for the first time since 2005, I thought our Steelers won the Super Bowl in 2005. We did. The Pittsburgh Steelers did win the '05 Super Bowl. That was Super Bowl XL, where they brought Jerome Bettis home, and Ben Roethlisberger had a magical second season and got Jerome Bettis home and got him that Lombardi trophy. And big play after big play, man. And you were right, Robert. That was kind of an omen. Jacob Young, how worried should we be about Highsmith? I feel like he's our top defender after TJ. We're going to feel it if he's out long term. Sean, in my opinion, being in the medical field, working on the ambulance, dealing with these injuries, working in the hospital, I got to say, guys, it's probably not good. It's probably a fracture in the ankle area somewhere, and probably several torn ligaments in there, just from what I've seen. Now, sometimes, Sean, those ankles bend. You've bent your ankle. We've all bent our ankle like that, and it looks crazy. It looks bad. It feels bad. But that one just didn't look good, man. Damn. Prayers for him, dude. I don't know what to really think about that, Sean.
Yeah, it sounded bad. I haven't seen it yet, but I'll watch the replay and videos of it. But you know what? Prayers up for Highsmith. I feel bad for the guy. He's just coming back off an injury, and unfortunately, he gets another one. So let's hope and that he heals up quickly and he's back to 100% soon. But here we go. We need Herbig. Let's go, Herbig.
Yeah. And the addition of Preston Smith, that's so key. And I don't, you'd have never known that was going to happen to Highsmith. They added Preston for depth only. They didn't anticipate like an injury, but I mean, it is what it is. Depth wins, Sean. Depth is so key, man, and we keep saying it. Tyrone Johnson says 77 is terrible, meaning Broderick Jones is terrible. I don't think he had a good game, but I don't think anybody along that offensive line had some standout game. I didn't think it was Zach Frazier's best performance, nor Mason McCormick's, or Isaac Siamalu, or Dan Moore Jr. I just don't think anybody played well, Sean, and that was one of our key talking points. Was this offensive line going to be better? We thought they would be coming out of the bye after some rest and some chance to maybe correct some of the issues that they had going on. But it looks like more of the same, Sean. Should the Steelers be worried about this offensive line not gelling?
No, I don't think it's time to panic right now because you know what? They might not be gelling, where they need to be. They may not be where they need to be right now, but they're 7-2. They're leading the AFC North. They're somewhat healthy. We have injuries, but midway through the season you can expect that. I think they're okay, and I think it's nothing to panic over. They just got to tighten up the seams.
Yeah, man, and get back to the fundamentals, man. Just get that solid fundamental base in place, man, and not try to do too much. I think right now they're trying to be more than what they are, and they just got to get back to solid fundamental football. And I think that fixes a lot of problems at any position. Tom Man of Steel Ford says Queen had a good game. I think he did too, but you guys maybe should be very cautious. He did have some sort of arm issue going on, and that is troublesome to me. I wouldn't be surprised if he was on the injury report all this week. He did stay in the game. Now, I don't know what that will mean for the Steelers, but man, the defense can't afford to be beat up here, Sean. And I thought the offense at times was doing a good job of keeping them off the field, keeping them fresh. But man, this is 2 years in a row that it's like week after week, you just see an injury on defense, man. That's so troublesome. I don't know what the issue is there.
I don't get it either, and it just seems to be almost like just really bad luck. But thank God the Steelers have some pretty good depth this year. We got to hope that next week we can get out of the game without one of these big injuries, though, because we only have so much depth.
Yeah, everybody runs out. The road becomes very, very narrow, as Mikey T likes to say. Miss Pittsburgh says, Mr. Williams, welcome to the NFL. Welcome to the Steelers. He's been in the NFL a very long time, but man, that was so big. So glad that the Steelers got him. Downtown says, what a game, not to give up. Here we got it. TD kick ass done pumped up. You make me crazy with your comments. Downtown, I can never read them. Downtown says I was right about my score, Steelers, but off by 4 over on the Commanders. Yeah, it's hard to hit it right on the button, but you did pretty good, guys. Definitely some good predictions this week. Defensively, again with the Steelers, that secondary seemed to be getting picked apart a little bit by Jaden Daniels. We'll go over some of his numbers here and then get back to the chat, Sean. But it looked like they were having a little trouble. Do you think that was just some of the rust from the bye week, maybe? And they'll be okay getting back into it after a couple weeks?
I think it could have something to do with it. Yeah, a little rust, and what stands out to in my head more than anything is it's Jaden Daniels, and this guy's a
Yeah.
playmaker, and this is a huge, tall order for our defense today. And the fact that they were able to go out there and keep Jaden Daniels and that offense under 30 points
Yes.
is amazing to me. My hat's off. I'm so pleased with this week's performance, and man, my hopes are even higher now for a deep playoff run.
Absolutely, man. Let's talk about some of the Washington Commanders' top performers. Jaden Daniels, 17 of 34, 202 yards, no touchdown passes, no interceptions, a quarterback rating of 68.5. Austin Eckler, 13 carries, 44 yards, 2 touchdowns for Austin Eckler. Jeremy McNichols, 4 rushes, 7 yards, and a touchdown for the Commanders. Jaden Daniels didn't really rush. 3 carries, 5 yards, 4 being his long. Scary Terry McLaurin, 5 catches for 113 yards. He did have that 54-yard big one. Noah Brown, 3 catches, 33 yards, 14 being his long. But I thought the Steelers overall kept that pass game in check, man. In my opinion, no touchdown passes. Yeah, they got beat up a little bit, but a lot of that was penalty yards. Overall, I don't think they got destroyed, but they were giving up some big chunk plays and the penalties. So you got to put that all together, I guess, Sean.
Yeah, absolutely. I would give the defense like a B. I'm going to give them a B for overall performance to be able to contain Jaden Daniels and the team that they did like that. That's such a high powered offense, and man, that's a pretty dang good outcome by our defense today.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's talk about the Steelers. We already gave you Russell Wilson's stats, 14 to 28, 195, 3 touchdown passes for Russell Wilson. Jaylen Warren, the leading rusher for the Pittsburgh Steelers, 14 carries, 66 yards, but he had the big fumble, Sean, down on the 1-yard line. I'm sorry. Yes, he should have held on to the ball, but guys, in every other situation in the NFL, once your forward progress is stopped and you are being pushed backwards, the whistle is blown. That is the rule. That is how it goes. They never blew the whistle. Sean, what do you think about that play? That play right there, I thought broke the back of the Steelers, as did you.
Yeah, like I say, I was unable to see like how it all happened, but I can, from what the commentators were saying, is man, you got to hold on to that ball. I was just in shock. Like I was like, oh my god! It was kind of like that feeling when Jerome Bettis fumbled the ball against the Colts. Like it's like, oh my god! It was such a game swinging. Like as far as momentum, like it was going to be a momentum change, and the Steelers were going to take the lead, and then it was just wiped out from us. And now it's the Commanders' ball. And I was devastated. Yeah, I was totally devastated. I thought, damn it, that might cost us the whole game.
No
So
doubt.
thankfully, the Steelers were able to recover. Oh my god.
Najee Harris, 1 touchdown, Sean, 21 carries, 53 yards. He only averaged 2.5 yards a carry. And a lot of that, they need to take that damn toss play out of the fucking offense. It drives me crazy. They run it every week. They run it in moments that they absolutely shouldn't. They've done it all year. It doesn't fucking work. Let's be honest. Like, come on, man. It's getting
I
a
know.
little bit annoying.
Why roll with something like that, especially with a guy with Najee, when you can get a lot more production out of running a screen pass
Yeah.
in that situation?
Something. Here's another thing, Sean, too. We saw on the tape here at Mic Drop, all of us, we saw what the Steelers should do. Square up and hit the line of scrimmage hard, not dancing around, not trying to do all these fancy, weird shit toss plays out there. Hammer downhill. And when they did that, they were successful. I'm just saying, And when I mean run downhill, that doesn't exclude comeback or cutback route or cutbacks and all that shit. No, you hit the freaking line of scrimmage and run the damn football like a grown ass man. That's what pisses me off sometimes with the Steelers, dude.
And I'm still
God.
one, and I gotta ask, like, is Tomlin a part of this? The whole, run the toss play or the sweep, whatever it is, because he already admitted he's the one that made the call on the fake punt. So he's obviously still got his hands inside the offense and the scheme. So I don't know, bro. I don't know.
I don't know, man. It bugs the shit out of me. I wish it'd go away. Run it downhill, man. It gets on my nerves. Now, sometimes it will work here and there, but for as many times as it's been a negative play, you know, don't run it in big moments. You know, it just drives me crazy. George Pickens, 5 catches, 91 yards. That one amazing touchdown from George Pickens was so awesome, man. Such a way for him to manipulate his body coming back to the football. Just an amazing performance, I thought, from GP all day, actually. He needs to secure the ball and not run around with it, though, out in one hand. I hate that. That is coaching there, if you ask me. But what do you think? George Pickens, the leading pass catcher for the Pittsburgh Steelers with 5 for 91.
It's exactly what he should be doing, is leading our wide receivers with yards and catches, touchdowns, the whole nine. The guy's our number one for a reason. He needs to go out there and be productive each and every week. So hopefully that continues to keep going. And man, I did see that replay on his catch. What a catch. That's
Yeah, big
amazing.
time.
The
Big
guy's
time.
such a freak. I love it, man.
Absolutely. Mike Williams, 1 catch, 32 yards for 1 touchdown. He only got targeted 1 time in this football game, so that was very big. Calvin Austin, only 2 catches, 20 yards. He was targeted 6 times, though, however. Pat Fryermuth, dude, and this tight end room, Darnell Washington, Connor Hayward, not targeted enough, Sean. Pat Fryermuth led the tight end room, 3 catches, 17 yards. 1 touchdown, but he only targeted 3 total times, did catch all of his passes. Darnell Washington, 1 catch for 6 yards. He was targeted 3 times. McCroll Pruitt was targeted once. Van Jefferson was targeted twice. James Pierre, who dropped the fake punt, was targeted once. But man, dude, I'm concerned about not getting these tight ends the football, and maybe they're just holding a little bit back, Sean. I don't know, but this worries me, man, not getting these tight ends to football.
It's concerning for sure. I was expecting to see Fryermuth actually have a pretty big game today. I thought he'd come out there with at least, 60, 70 yards and maybe a touchdown, but that obviously didn't happen. And yeah, I'm concerned about that, bro. They got to utilize our offense the right way with this pass, the play action that we have going. There's no reason why they can't utilize our tight ends more. There isn't.
No doubt, man. Russ moved better than I thought he could from TD. John Bravo, right now, Wilson is leading and giving the Steelers the edge, which is needed for us. Absolutely. DJ Thomas says worried about Highsmith, but great win. If he catches that fake punt, it's huge and sets the tone, and the Steelers wasn't scared, and they fought all the way. AK says, when Tomlin was asked about the fake punt, he indicated it was part of the plan to do it early. I think they saw something because Pierre was wide open. Absolutely, they did. Big Russ saying hi to everybody. TD, that fake punt wasn't a bad decision, but bad execution. Absolutely. James Bowman, Sean, how about old Cam? What are your thoughts
Yeah.
about old Cam Hayward, Sean?
He had a good game, man, and that's exactly what we need. We need our veterans to step up and lead the way. And what a way to go out there and get yourself a sack on a young rookie quarterback, and that's really respected in the NFL already
Block
early in his
pass.
career. Block
Block
pass,
pass.
yeah, bro. Like right on, Cam Hayward, Captain Cam. How's
Captain.
it going, big dog? All right.
We salute you, Captain Cam. All right, guys, make sure you're beating the shit out of that like button for us here on our live Steelers post game show. Here, all you got to do is double tap that screen. It's free, it's easy, it helps creators out. If you want to continue to have things to watch, you got to hit that like button and help continue to spread the message of the channel. I truly appreciate it. Also, share the show to all your friends. Even after the show, share the replay. As we continue to bring you content daily here on Mike Drop Sports. I'm Jason, that's Sean. We're going to get through here. We're not going to go too much longer. We'll try to get through the chat here. The Highsmith thing, was he not trying to get a flag and not following him and hurt himself? DJ, I don't know, man. It was weird. That could have been, man. I'm not 1,000% sure. In the heat of the game, I'd have to rewatch it again. John Pell, our trades look like it saved the season. Daniel Warman, great show, guys. Russell Wilson is the real deal. Bless you all. Robert Road, can the Steelers take the plays where we're on third and short? They have Connor Hayward as the lead blocker. Blocking is not a strength for Connor. Yeah, I'd rather put a freaking lineman back there. He's not that kind of guy, man. He's not a fullback. I don't know why they continue to try to do that. Roberta Campbell, I'm glad they got the win, but this definitely wasn't Russ's best performance. Najee struggled. Patterson so. Jalen, other than the fumble, which was a whistle, should have been called. Yeah, Russ wasn't bad, guys. Sorry, I don't agree with that not being his best performance. It wasn't his best performance. I'll give you that. But I still think that he was definitely good enough. 3 touchdown passes is stellar for me. That doesn't happen often, and especially it hasn't happened, Sean, for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Do you attribute some of the struggles, Sean, to the offensive line as opposed to maybe pinning it on the skill players?
Yeah, I do. I'd say the majority of it does lie on the offensive line. Like that's our bread and butter. Without those guys performing well, we don't have much of an offense. So when we're struggling, it usually indicates, so it's usually around the offensive line. Uh, we got to protect Russell Wilson when he's trying to, give the receivers time to get open. And it seemed like he was being rushed a lot today and hurried. So we got to find a way to give him that protection so we can pick apart the defenses when we need to.
Amen.
Oh, perfect. My chat finally. I was unable to see the live chat for the past maybe 10 minutes. It finally just popped up.
We're still having some technical issues, but we're just damn glad we're finally able to get our show going again. Dang, bruh, anxiety was hot today. On that note, JPJ did not play well. Those 2 trades we got came through. That's from Kevin Lynch, Tom Ford. Sorry, guys, my son got on here and said Washington would win. My prediction was 28-27 Steelers. That's all right, Tom. It don't matter, brother. We appreciate it. I remember your prediction from yesterday, but then I wrote you down again because I thought you changed it. John Broadway, okay, it wasn't looking like the freaking ref holes were out to get us again, but the mysterious guy in New York came through on the position of that last catch. Geez, I know you couldn't see it visually, Sean. You were listening to it, but that he was short. There was no doubt about it. The replay showed it. And if New York would have gave that to him, that would have been very controversial, in my opinion. We'll just leave it at that. But damn, dude, they do get a lot of penalties, and some of them are warranted, no doubt about it. But TJ Watt was held in the end zone, Sean. Like, I'm talking horribly bad, right in front of the referee. That wasn't called. And another guy who I don't know who it was being held horribly on a kick, on a field goal attempt. That was not called right in front of the ref. The ref even corrected the guy that did the holding after and still didn't call it. Miserable sometimes with these referees, and they got to be more consistent. Robert Rhodes said, I'd give the Steelers defense an A. 242 total yards allowed to a high-powered offense like that is a great effort. I would give them probably a B, so I'm not too far from you. I'm going to agree with Sean. Total overall, a B maybe for the defense. I thought they had the penalties were not good. They got to clean that up, and a lot of them were warranted. I will say that. But we'll continue. Let's catch up here, Sean, on the chat. Roberta Campbell, I thought Queen had a great game. Plus, on that last drive toward the end, I would have gave Jalen, not Patterson, 3 to get down. Yes, no doubt. Roberta Campbell, I do not tend to think Arthur had a tendency to play Homer with Patterson. I hate that toss play too. Yeah, they're easing Patterson back in too. We got to remember that. But yeah, I agree. I agree on toss play. I said it weeks ago. Najee is best inside runner, no doubt. DJ Thomas, how about our new wide receiver? Just got him and makes a huge TD catch. Exactly what they needed. Cam had a great game. Pickens had a good day too. Welcome to Pittsburgh. Williams, honestly, I think Tomlin sticks his nose in the offense too much. I agree, man. You know that too. I agree. All right, Sean, we're going to start to wrap this up, guys. If we forget if we didn't get to your chat, I think it's just everybody kind of talking back and forth. So I don't think there's anything too crazy in there. What's your final thoughts here, Sean, on this game and the Steelers moving to 7-2?
My final thoughts are, man, I am extremely happy. I'm happy that we're able to come out of the bye week with a win, and I'm really happy to go into this next few games against the AFC North because the Steelers play the AFC North so well. So I'm feeling good about this. This is just another damn good week to be a Steelers fan. What a great year this has been so far. After the past few years of all this bullshit we had to deal with Kenny Pickett and Trubisky, this is just a big breath of fresh air for me, and I hope you guys are enjoying it just as much as I am.
Absolutely. And I'm going to piggyback off of that. Guys, enjoy this. 7-2 doesn't come around often. The way this team's playing and showing character doesn't come around often. And Steeler fans, I know we're critical, but right now, enjoy this ride. This is magical and it's fun. And we got to take advantage of that and just enjoy this damn ride, man, and have some happiness with this football team. Thanks, Sean. Thanks for coming in, man. My real closing thoughts are kind of the same as Sean. Enjoy this whole shit. And the Steelers got a good look in front of them playing the AFC North because they play it oh so well, especially here in the recent past. So we'll see what happens here. But thank you, my friend.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure. It's good to be back with you guys here on live. What is it? Steel City Live, baby. Mic Drop Sports.
Yes. I'm Jason. That's Sean. This is the best damn show on the internet. Make sure you share it. Quit watching all the other scrubs. Daddy and Daddy, we got you.
Yes,
I'm just joking.
Right.
No offense to anybody else who does Steelers. I'm just messing around. I'm just joking.
Commanders,
anyway.
we are your daddy. We are your daddy, Commanders.
Check. Who's your daddy? But anyway, thank you. See you, Sean. Until tomorrow, guys. This is Mike Drop Sports. Peace. Thanks, friend.
Good night, guys. Take care, buddy.